29, landing at about a 50% rate, and it wouldn't shock me if somewhere in the house there's a scorecard that has Montell Griffin winning the first 2 rounds.
Well, there's one right here. Big left hook by Griffin. Big left hook. Caught Jones with his chin up in the air.
And you see Roy Jones flinching in the middle of the ring as Montell Griffin feints at him with the left. Griffin's people said Jones doesn't like to fight, and we're going to make him fight.
Well, that certainly got Jones' attention, no question about that. And Griffin, ice on his trunks, and he's fighting like he has ice in his veins. I can't understand Roy Jones with that 18-inch jab, as you mentioned. He's not even coming close with the left jab.
And you heard Alton Merkerson tell him between rounds, your jab is working.
Yeah, I don't understand what it's working on. Tony Perez doesn't have a mark on him, and he's not hitting Griffin with it either.
By Bunchstat numbers, Jones landed 2 of 45 jabs in the first 2 rounds. Keep in mind that Montell Griffin has in his corner the legendary Eddie Foote, who trained 2 different fighters to upset wins over Muhammad Ali. And Foote said, hey, Ali was great, but he had a couple weaknesses. Jones is the same way.
Well, what Jones has is that big one punch, though. He can change your fight around with one punch.
Well, he's going to have to step closer to do that, Gil. He can't stay back at this distance and allow Montell to step in on him and dominate the action the way he had in the last couple of rounds and expect to do damage.
No question about it. Jones, I don't know what kind of fight Jones is fighting. If he's waiting for the one big punch, he could be making a mistake. Could be putting his mouth in the back. Well, Griffin is giving Jones problems.
All right. He's coming. Yeah. Give him some more to him. He's coming. Stop praying down. Start praying down the stomach a little bit. See what it do. See what it do. You might really land something up top. Okay? On the jab line now. Just drop it down. Crank down. See if it drops them hands. Try to sit the hook up now. He's closing the gap up a little bit. That's good. That's good. Get your butt out on the ropes. Don't get too straight up so you can get some leverage on your shot. That's good. I'm going to hit one more time. So you get some leverage on the
Once again, the significant punch landed in this round by Griffin.
Some of us might not have thought we'd ever see a CompuBox number that indicates Roy Jones landing 10 punches per round in the first 3 rounds. Anemic numbers for Jones against Montell Griffin. Throws 4 more jabs to begin this round, none of them anywhere near Montell Griffin's face.
He has never liked to commit to the jab because he is so defensive-minded. He doesn't want problems. He is able to fight like nobody else fights because of those amazing reflexes and his strength. It's almost like he throws few body punches, few meaningful jabs. It's almost like talking without verbs and nouns, but he's gotten away with it up to now.
But if he does this for 12 rounds against Montell Griffin, he's liable to watch his 0 go away. So something will have to change for Roy Jones in the next few rounds as he continues to develop this fight plan if he's going to have a chance to win.
Well, number one, if I was in Jones' corner, I'd tell him to start showing the jab to Griffin, but then throw good, solid left hooks to the body, and then bring him up to the chin. But that's another thing that Jones does not like to do. He doesn't like to really drop down and throw those body punches.
Now, on the other hand, Gil, Montell Griffin has found 3 or 4 opportunities to land big left hooks. So he's solving something about Roy Jones' right hand.
Yeah, and also, anytime that Griffin has a chance to flurry when he has Jones on the ropes, he'll bang him with a few good, solid body shots. But Jones, I don't know what he's waiting for.
When he fought cautiously in the closing rounds against Mike McCallum, a lot of people said, well, okay, Roy carried McCallum because of his respect for the aging fighter. But his critics, those who aren't overwhelming Roy Jones fans, said, my God, if he had that much fear of McCallum, how's he going to treat Montell Griffin?
Well, it would seem to me that very strange if he had any fear of McCallum, because McCallum really hasn't got any power, or no longer has any power. But there's Griffin again. When he gets the guy on the ropes, he's hustling and scoring points. That's exactly what he did to beat Tony. He out-hustled him in the rounds that were close. There's the first solid jab that Jones landed.
Griffin scoring in close. Roy Jones not scoring when Griffin bangs him against the ropes. It's been the kind of fight that Montell Griffin might have dreamed of so far. "20 seconds left in round 4, and no sign that Jones is going to open up and begin to shed this shell of caution anytime soon. Meanwhile, Montell Griffin gaining in confidence with each passing minute. And Griffin rakes Jones to the body again as round 4 comes to a close. Join us tomorrow night and next week for Sports on the Silver Screen here on HBO, an HBO sports special that features nearly 200 sports movies over the past 100 years of cinema. From Newt Rockne to Brian Song, the Babe Ruth story, the Field of Dreams. Sports on the Silver Screen presents the most memorable moments in sports movie history. Saturday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern and Pacific.
As long as he lay back like that, just touch him with some jabs, man. Just touch the bother it, man. See what I'm saying? The bank's got it. But if you step back, you give it up. You know what I'm saying? Just hold him, make him earn everything you get. And keep your right hand high in the process. Okay? Okay?
Well, if you were with us at the beginning of the evening, you heard Roy Jones boast in our opening tease. I've been playing with my bag of tricks, and Confucius says Griffin won't see 6. We're in round 5 now. Harold Letterman, how do you score it so far?
Jim, 3 rounds to 1, 39-37, Montell Griffin. Jim, I gave Roy Jones the first round because he hit Montell with a right hand that made me go ouch. But after that, Montell's driving him into the ropes, landing those solid shots to the body, and really winning those rounds by out-punching Roy. I think Roy's throwing that short jab to suck Montell into punching, and Roy can hit him with a counter right. But I'm surprised Roy doesn't step in and give him angles. That's what he's not doing.
Well, stepping in would require taking a risk. Jones begins to move forward just a little bit, but still with an attitude of caution.
I don't know for how much longer patience can be a virtue, which is how he termed this fight, Roy Jones. Now Griffin has that left hand right down around his hip. That's when Jones said he could take advantage of that with a straight right hand. But again, Larry, he's being overcautious and he's really not letting anything happen. But you know, both of these fighters were taught how to fight by their fathers at very young ages. So they're both ring wise. And this stance by Griffin is trying to make Jones punch him with the right hand, but he's not there to be hit that easily.
Jones up and under with the left hand, one of his better punches of the fight.
Now woke Griffin up a little bit, but he was starting to get a little fall asleep a little bit.
Yep. The Jones contingent in the crowd boosted up for that one. But the math of this is pretty simple for the supposedly unbeatable Roy Jones. If at some point in the fight you get 5 rounds down, which isn't out of the realm of possibility here, then you got to win all the rest.
Ball scoring knockout. Good right hand by Jones. Didn't move Griffin at all. Griffin ducked right into it, which indicates that maybe Jones is starting to size up his moves.
Another right hand and a quick left by Roy Jones.
And a good counter by Griffin. Good left hook counter.
Griffin has certainly gotten Jones's attention with those body punches. You can tell that Roy Jones doesn't want to feel Griffin to the ribcage anymore if he can avoid it. This will be ruled a slip by referee Tony Perez.
Oh, it certainly was a slip. No question about that.
Yep.
I think Roy Jones was hoping for something more. He started to raise his arms, maybe trying to influence the judge, but Tony Perez has been around a little bit too long for that.
Tony Perez refereeing. His wife Barbara Perez seated at ringside in the middle of your screen back there, one of the judges for the fight.
Way to work. All right, it's reflexes. Reflexes slowing down a little bit now. You gonna be able to hit this church in a minute. Oh, he got my head, sir. Get it on his head. You gonna be able to start hitting him in a minute. Way to work. Way to work. We're doing good. Way to control the fight, baby. Just don't let him. Yeah. No, just don't let him sit back. Don't let him sit back. Keep something in his face. Always keep the action going.
The graphic shows you which man is fighting his fight tonight.
Start hitting him with some stuff now. Yeah, it's time to work now, baby. Yeah.